welcome to Just a Fan Wrestling. It is Friday. You know how we do. I'm here with, of course, the one and only Gerald and Afro Kami 765. How you doing today, Gerald?
Yeah.
How you doing, Torre?
You already know. It's your local neighborhood scumbag. Here to give folks the daily dose of dirtbag. Same gimmick, different day. Y'all know the vibes.
Yeah, so I decided today, since it is 9:23, it's not quite 9:23 on the clock, but we are talking about, of course, the White Rabbit, what has been going through the whole internet. And, of course, I'm just going to say it. I'm not even going to go into it. Yo, everything leads to Bray Wyatt.
Oof, man.
It's a wasted opportunity if it's not.
I don't even know how you... Yo, they even got a report from the wrestler said, even Ronda Rousey, if it's not Bray Wyatt, it's going to be the most disappointing thing ever.
But I feel like that could have been the turnaway because maybe WWE is not so, like, intent on the secret keeping as it is, like, building up the viewer base. Because you wouldn't want people alluding that are actually in the company, because then it feels like you might know something.
Yeah. To be honest, but according to everybody, they don't know. They just guessing. But if we being fair, if we being honest, and we all figure it's Bray Wyatt. Ain't nobody else gonna get this kind of special super song treatment.
Nobody else deserves it.
But I am kind of, listen, to all these wrestling companies, stop abusing the beautiful music of Jefferson Airplane, goddammit. You've already ruined one song with Orange Cassidy. Now you're going to ruin White Rabbit for me with Bray Wyatt. Like, goddammit, I sort of miss when we got nondescript. Like, as long as he doesn't use that Jefferson Airplane song as his intro, I'm okay. If that's the lead up, I'm fine with it. But, man, just let the airplane rest in peace, yo.
We got some, but they don't put it on TV, so it's kind of cool because they're not putting it on TV. Yeah. So to be fair, they not
doing commercial breaks to the house shows,
and it probably didn't being cheap, being honest, so they have to pay. So it's not tough. Yeah. But you can't get spoiled by it because it's just like fans just showing recordings of, oh my God, it's doing this, and
they already know that. Like, you know, if you're gonna play it at all, it's gonna get recorded in 2022.
And I think they counted on that, so I think that's what. I don't even think he's debuting.
It's marketing.
I just think it's gonna lead to another clue until he finally show up.
Oh, so you don't think this is gonna be the payoff? You think this is just a step in the road to the payoff?
Yes, I think it's gonna be a clue tonight. That's gonna make everybody get their phone at 9:23, and it's gonna be some random dude with a QR code. And that's what you, as a fan, it's fun. It's fun to go figure out secrets.
Yeah. It is.
It is like, where is this? What? It's gonna probably be some. I don't even know what it could be. It could be anything. I don't know what the clue gonna be, but it's gonna be some fun, interesting clue. Because Bray Wyatt, let's be honest, he's in this little mind game stuff and playing with the audience.
Yeah, he's got the juice.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Definitely top tier.
Like if it's just, and if he finally get to be unleashed, he gonna take full advantage.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully he's gotten a little bit better in ring though. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy Bray Wyatt's wrestling, but he leaves something. I'm just saying if his in ring. Oh yeah, he looks jacked, but you can be jacked and not fucking be good in the ring.
But he was decent and fat. Now he's like jacked and it look like he's healthier in shape.
We'll see. Hopefully.
So he could probably do more power moves and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll get to see a unique style. So, like, Jared, how do you feel? Are you excited to see Bray? Because I don't think it's nobody else. And plus, I'm gonna go over the clues. Jared, how you feel about it? Because there's a lot of clues. There's other things that's happening that leads me to Bray.
I'm gonna say I hate for it to be anybody else but Bray Wyatt.
They gonna get booed.
Because if
it is anyone else other than Bray Wyatt, you have effectively set them up for failure out the gate.
Out the gate. even if it's a variation of carrying cross, or like what the one thing I heard, but I'm just like, it has to be Bray Wyatt. Everything's
Yeah.
leading to it. Bray Wyatt is signaling it. WWE is signaling it. Like, it has to be him. And as soon as you get him, push him to the moon, like Vince was unwilling to do.
They booked themselves into a corner if it's not Bray Wyatt. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, like it has to be. The fan perspective, it has to be. And like he might be the biggest anticipation coming since Cody Rhodes. So I mean, it has to be Bray. If it's like who was that dancing bunny? He had the bunnies out. What was his name? It was Adam something. He was from NXT, and he'll always come out with people dancing. What was his name? It was
I don't
Adam
know.
something.
The only Adam I know from NXT is Adam Cole.
Let's see, it was another. Well, his real name was Adam. He always come out with people dancing. Becky Lynch was a part of it. Braun Strowman was once a part of it. It was something. He always had a bunch of people dancing behind him, and he was always a party, kind of like a No Way Jose type of character.
Okay, because see, that's who I was thinking about. I was like, No Way Jose.
it was. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna look it up because I forgot what his name was.
But everything September 23rd, Gerald, do you know what happened on that day in like 1996?
Triple H's he lost to Bray Wyatt's dad.
Yeah, so it's like a
Good
perfect
old
day.
Barry Windham.
Yeah.
Also, Bray Wyatt last like tweet is former Luke Harper, rest in peace. It's more than it's more of us than you think.
And that was the clue for the Braun Strowman reveal originally.
Yeah.
It was. So that's a Braun Strowman reveal. The bunny is carrying Cross. If they make a faction of carrying,
that could be sick. Because if you go back and you watch old Lucha Underground footage, carrying Cross as the White Rabbit, he got over, bro. He really did.
Oh, what if that's the clue tonight? What if it's the what he said on that, and it just come across the screen, and then like, okay, Braun Strowman, Karrion Kross, and then next week something about Dexter Lumis, and I'm like, oh, this gonna get. I'm like, oh, Bray playing the game. He coming back with a big faction, and it's going to. And you know,
yeah. Or
hell, he needs to go after goddamn Randy Orton. You got to bring Randy back for Bray. That nigga set him on fire on Christmas Eve 2 years ago. I ain't forget about that shit. He burned this nigga alive in the middle of the ring.
But you can always tell the story of that he was on top until Roman came back and called him a freak of the mask. And then all of a sudden he went on a spiral. And he can even bring saying about him being like in a depression, and that's why he took so much time off. And he could just use that as a storyline. After you came back, my life was ruined.
Yeah, and plus you got to remember they said a lot of his problems that he had with his booking were Vince based. So,
so it's a lot
more Vince.
And then people forget when Karrion Kross came back, Bray Wyatt, that's his first tweet in a long time.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's gonna have something to do with Scarlett and Karrion. I believe that.
It could. We all know, if there's anything we know fucking Bray Wyatt can work a stable gimmick. There's no question about that. He makes it work. But it's just what do you do with this stable is my real question. Because do you immediately throw them in against the bloodline? Do you give them some time to reign terror? What do you do with them that makes sense?
What if they throw us off and it's not the bloodline? What if they throw us off and it's not the bloodline in the war game? But it's like
I feel like it would be such a waste. It would be such a waste of any momentum to do it to just throw them in with you got to build to that. You can't just.
That's what I'm saying. What if they decide to throw it another way? And I'm talking about match instead of because everybody assumed the bloodline gonna be in the war game match, right? What if they're not?
I mean.
What if Bray Wyatt and his faction is terrorizing Drew McIntyre, who's obviously for some weird reason the first target of Karrion Kross. Like he mentioned Roman and him, but he like, and the whole thing been, it's not you. You were never the chosen one, which sounds like, which I even watching Karrion Kross in NXT, the chosen one gimmick doesn't. It sounds like Bray Wyatt, which I might just be going WWE full WWE mark right now. But
it wouldn't be the first time. We've all done it.
But like I have never seen like Karrion Kross' whole gimmick is you are not the chosen one. They didn't choose right. That sounds like a Bray Wyatt thing. You were chosen.
It does sound very Wyatt-esque. You are correct, sir.
So he just go after people that was chosen. And my people like, who else will be in there? October 7th, Sheamus is facing Gunther. He go after Sheamus.
So
all of a sudden, Braun Strowman just randomly go after Sheamus on October 7th.
That's if we do get the stable gimmick. And I understand all the lines everyone has drawn to this being bringing Bray back with some crazy stable, but like, I don't know.
They could be just linking us too, and just linking to all the people that he might go after.
Something about this just feels too obvious to me. Like,
and WWE is in this swerve right now.
It's the perfect setup for a swerve.
Yeah.
What if it could be? What if those the people he going after?
Yeah. I can see
Karrion Kross.
That'd be a decent match. Bray Wyatt versus Karrion Kross could be dope. Does he go back? Does he go back for Alexa Bliss though?
I mean, that clue was crazy too.
The lights went out there her match, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Because like, she stole your gimmick, bro. Do you go back? I mean, I know she didn't. It wasn't her idea to steal his gimmick. I know she had a whole big like. Wrestling fans are wrestling fans, and they tore her apart after Bray got fired because she stole his gimmick. I know that wasn't her choice. But at the same time, do you want to go immediately back into a program of any sort with that person that seemingly could have gotten you fired, even though we know that's not the case? I'm just saying, outside perspective looking in.
I think that's just something to do just to mess with people. I don't even think it would have nothing. I think she's gonna go. I think somehow she's gonna get rid of the doll soon because they trying to change her gimmick, and you can kind of tell.
She should.
Well, see, they should have just left the doll alone after she took that time off after she got married. There wasn't no like they brought her back without the doll and then brought the doll back. So I mean, and I understand because the doll's a hot seller. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I'll say. That's a Vince call. So, well, that's a hot seller. Well, it's not really. It's pointless because it doesn't connect with her character now.
Yeah,
you know, like
I think like her character's kind of evolving. I think they started the evolution on this episode. There's so much they could bring. It makes wrestling fun that we could just like put together clues and try to figure out who he's going after. Is there somebody going to join stable?
Yeah, that's the purpose of wrestling.
And it's a certain thing that Bray does super well. Like. Bray utilizes the internet in a way that it really involves the fans more than just liking a social media post. You know what I mean? You feel the need to. I mean, you got niggas out here analyzing the size and shape of the paragraphs this nigga has tweeted before. Like, come on.
And they plant Gerald. There is literally a lantern in the Extreme Rules.
In Extreme Rules, like it's two things. Tori brings up a good point. Like, I don't want to get swerved in this instant. It has to be Bray Wyatt, and that's really the only person I wanted. Like, out of everybody that was on the market, I was like, AEW has to get Bray Wyatt. That's the first.
He
thing
wouldn't
I thought.
fit there though.
And that's the thing. But I'm like, he's such a hot free agent. And I'm like, you have to get his mind. But I mean, you're right. He wouldn't fit. And that's probably wouldn't be good for him.
And their roster's bloated already. They don't need no more free agents.
Plus, they don't do well. We found out with Delete. Delete was even over WWE. It was not over WWE.
No, yeah.
You got to remember, they gave him that one teleporting segment, and then they toned it down a whole bunch. They were like, because he had the teleportation spot in the first stadium stampede that they did.
Yeah, they
And
do
that
not
shit
do
was
Malachi
garbage.
Black. The creepy stuff does not work to the point we just found
But
out.
I feel like it didn't work there because Tony didn't give Malachi Black the kind of freedom that he. Because honestly, I feel like House of Black gets super over in the WWE crowd.
That also is why he trademarked the name.
Oh yeah, because he was like, damn, if Malachi Black's leaving, that nigga could go back to WWE and fucking he could be Aleister Black again, and they could have a whole new House of Black. I mean,
yeah, and promote them better.
A lot better.
Like they don't do. That's one thing I say.
And that's fine. I don't want it to come off like we have a problem with AEW not doing spooky. It's not the place for it.
It's not. It's more. It's not the style for it. It's not. Their style is not that. WWE is more production value, entertainment style, and it fits. And AEW is more hardcore indie style, and that's okay. Which is why I also we're gonna talk about it a little later. But they got a bunch of celebrities. I'm like, and they like, oh, is this gonna be like a mainstream? I'm like, bro, it's too dim, bro. I keep telling y'all, the light is too dim.
I watched that last AEW show, and I was like, what did they do? Did they just they hit a New York rap playlist on Spotify and then just saw who they could get on the show from that playlist?
And it's not even new rappers. It's Fabulous.
No, not at all.
Fabulous and Trina.
Goddamn Tony Yayo and Fabulous, and goddamn Trina shows up in back. Like, what the fuck is going on here, Tony?
Yeah.
They might get Cardi B because she loves Jade, but that's only because Jade is Jade. And that's the only hope.
I need niggas to quit hating on Action Bronson, though. Because this nigga, he's one of the few people. This nigga has been a wrestling fan. You can go back and check the tapes, the mixtapes, that is. I mean, he's got multiple songs, multiple verses where he's referenced the Rockers. I mean, goddamn Marty Jannetty was part of one of his biggest hooks ever. I mean, and Action Bronson, but I'm guessing we'll get to AEW at some point. We're talking about Bray Wyatt. And like I said, it has to be. Whether or not we're going to get the debut tonight or not, or whether or not this is going to build us up to the next step in this, it literally, it can't be anyone else, or it's going to disappoint.
Oh, they going to die. It's going to be heat, and it's not going to be the good heat. Speaking of heat, let's move on. We spent 20 minutes on this, but it's fun, though. That's what makes it fun. It's easy to talk. We can spend a whole hour on this, honestly, because we can spend an hour next week too, but that's how fun that Bray Wyatt and stuff do. Speaking of heat, Dom got some heat on Raw. Holy Tori, Triple H did that right.
Yeah.
Jared, how did you feel when you heard the heat Dom actually got?
Whew. All I say is you won that storyline. Because to get that type of heat, you have
in your hometown.
Yeah, in your hometown. That's what's key. You have to really be hated. And in wrestling, you're either extremely liked or extremely hated. You can't be in between. Or else
if you're in between, you've lost the game already.
Exactly. And that type of heat, which, Dom is not even that, to me, he's not that good of an in-ring wrestler, but he's young.
No, he's not at all. But I feel like that's a problem because we compare him to his father, and that's not fair to him.
I compare him to Logan Paul.
That might not be fair either, because Logan got
he's pretty good out
there. But Logan's got his own test coming up. Like I said, we'll see how he does against Roman, and then we'll know whether he's really good or not.
You were saying, Jared, about Dom?
Nah, it's just Dom's heat lets you know that storyline is actually hitting. I didn't know where it was gonna go because Judgment Day keep losing all the time, and I didn't know where it was gonna go. But if you produce that type of reaction, you have to keep going with it. So I like where it's going. And how much of it of him and Rhea is really, really working out.
So you keep leaving, come back, and thing doing it.
Yep.
But Jared, when I say it's not even like nuclear go away heat, they were playing to the show.
Mhm.
It was like,
Mhm.
dumb, you suck. Dumb, this. Like the
I
chance you
mean,
want.
exactly. And it's like it should tell you something. Like Dom is getting this type of heat, like at his age, let you know he got a great future. Changed up his style and everything. I respect it, and I enjoy it, and I want to see more at Judgment Day. I want to see wins. That's
It's
more
still doing
important.
So
But yeah, Gerald, I'm like, and like he couldn't even get his promo off.
Mm-mm,
They just gave him on the promo. All
mm-mm.
he could do was like, wow. And I'm like, this the most heat I've seen. It's like that Vicky Guerrero, excuse me, heat. You know,
Excuse me, or the Roman, this my yard now.
no, that heat was the. I ain't never seen a man get booed that long
That's
in my life.
that
That's
was
still the
lovely.
number one. It was the closest we heard in a long time. But I have
Yeah,
never heard of you. That
that
man
was
beat the
lovely.
Undertaker, and I ain't never seen a man get booed. So,
I mean, I was booing my TV was like, and I don't know why, but that's when I started liking him. I was like, so more of that. Give me more of that. But Vince wouldn't pull the trigger until
like, bro,
years
just
later.
make him a heel, dog. Full on, he a star right there.
I mean, like carrying Fox, like come on, stop playing. But I give it to Dom if they can harness that, get him some wins, get him and Rhea's dynamic really going, get Finn Balor and Damian Priest actually should be higher in their food chain. Like maybe not a tag team, but one of them should
Well,
be going after
they
Bobby
get to
Lashley.
win 3 straight, and Damon done won 2 straight. So they
And
kind of
like
even up.
they
Bandana,
should. That's
bandana
it.
Fiend,
Look,
playing
sticky
California
bandana
love on
pant. Like Twitter is really helping out a lot of these WWE stars, and I just love it. So, but like, start getting them some more. I want to see more of Judgment Day. Judgment Day should honestly be in the War Games. They could be. They are that good. Um, like, do something with that. Judgment Day versus the Wyatt family. I mean, do something, but you have to harness this heat. Like he's getting like I haven't heard Bobby Roode booed that much or anybody else booed like that like in a long time, and especially coming out the gate fresh off a month after the storyline, they just hating you in your hometown. Like you got to harness that business wise. That's where you go.
They got new shirts and everything. Finn got a new bandana. He's starting to sell. Tori, Finn is playing California Love on Twitter. He has
hey,
fully embraced
it's
the
lit.
bandana.
It's lit, yo.
Tori, how do you
I'm
feel
I'm all
about
for it.
Heat in the Judgment Day?
I feel like I don't know if the Heat is Dom or is the Heat Dom with Rhea. Because it sort of feels like Rhea is the leader. Rhea is the leader of Judgment Day. It
She's a
doesn't
star.
feel like Finn is the leader.
Yeah.
But they never defined the leader though. But it's kind of like all of them. So that's the problem they had with Edge. That he said he was the leader. So they were like, we don't have leaders. So that's kind of what they
Yeah.
did.
It's I don't know. As long I feel like this has to lead to Dom versus Ray at some point, or you've wasted it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
they doing that. You
yeah.
can see what he did like this. Hit me with the chair. I'm like, that is beautiful. Hit me
Hmm.
with the chair, Dad. Get on his knees. I'm like, okay, y'all playing this.
Yeah.
Because it's
And
gonna
that's
lead to hitting
Yeah.
him, and that's gonna
yeah.
be the payoff, and then they're gonna have a match.
Yeah.
And they got to have him on at WrestleMania. Like I feel like that
But
may
I
be Ray
almost
Swan.
I almost don't think you put Dom in there with Ray, because if there's anything that could show every hole in Dom's game, it's to show someone that does everything that he does better, which
Yeah.
is his father.
Yo, please don't let him do the Three Amigos bad to Ray, because that throws away the whole argument that Edge is bigger against Logan Paul. Because he throws away the whole argument. Like that's the only
No.
argument he holding on to his Three Amigos right now. Oh, he's doing it to a bigger person, so it don't look as good as Logan Paul.
Mm.
Ray's the one he
Yeah.
did it on. If you still look worse, I don't know how to tell you. You can't save it though.
I mean, we all know how much cooperation goes into a suplex like that to begin with. So for you to
Yeah.
get all three of them, it does sort of look wild when it's a bigger person, because you know they have to go up for it. Like you see them take off for it. So And with doing it on a smaller person, it gives you that illusion that you're actually forcing and lifting them up as opposed to them jumping for you to lift them up.
I love what they're doing with Rhea because I'm like, Rhea need to be in the championship spot. But I'm like, no, if you can keep her a storyline,
keep her.
You gotta give her Bianca at WrestleMania. We need that match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've been a Rhea Ripley fan since she was goddamn blonde and sexy and goddamn NXT UK. So if you're going, she's got everything that's needed in a top woman performer. She's got the size. Mm-hmm. She's got the in-ring moves. She's actually decent on the mic. I mean, she's, in my opinion, she's great. That's my only problem with Bianca. I think Bianca's garbage on the mic, and that's just my opinion.
I think she's a better heel on the mic.
Oh yeah.
I don't think
Rhea's not meant to be a babyface, in my opinion. Though there's some people who just aren't meant for that switch.
I think that's why you got to keep Bianca face, even though she's not great as a face. She's a better heel.
Yeah.
Like
I believe that. That makes sense.
The snappiness of her heel promos fit better. Saying I'm the EST as a face is kind of harder to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Saying I'm the best as a face over and over again is kind of hard compared to
the braggadocious doesn't come off good in babyface.
Yeah.
And I think the problem with Bianca is, this is the one problem I'm finding with Bianca, is that she's so good that it kind of leaves, when she's not facing somebody good, it kind of leaves a taste in your mouth. And it's kind of weird. Like when you see her against the best, you can, I don't even say the best carrying her. I'm just saying it looks so different.
Like her and Asuka.
Like I don't think
her and Selena.
Her and Becky.
I don't think she's experienced enough to carry another person, but she's elite good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's good. There's no doubt about whether or not Bianca's good. Like, I don't think that's the question. But, like, you can be good and have garbage in-ring psychology. That's the thing. And that's what Bianca's missing, in my opinion.
If Charlotte want to put anybody over and win, she can do it.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Charlotte and Sasha have both mastered that whole everything in ring. They have mastered it. Face, heel. Charlotte not so much a face as heel, but face. Heel in ring psychology. That's come to Sasha. I think Sasha has mastered face, heel, everything there is about wrestling. That's the only one.
Sasha got it down 360.
I think Bayley too. I give Bayley that credit. I'll give Bayley.
Bayley, bruh. Bayley can talk her ass off though, and that's a lot of talking because her ass is fat. I know every time I mention Bayley, I got to talk about her ass. I know that's misogynistic, but I'm okay with that.
Tore the dude on Twitter liking that dude in the slow mo picture.
Bruh.
I saw it on Twitter. I'm like, y'all do on Twitter is wild. But like I said, Bianca, the only thing I think about Bianca is, like, you can tell the difference in skill from when she's not facing an elite person. Like, if she got in the ring with Aaliyah, the match going to be bad because Bianca going to obviously look like she is trying to carry the match instead of making it look seamless.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing. Like, when you don't have somebody on the elite level that can hang with her, it looks off.
Yeah. Well, and that's like, that goes with any newer wrestler or wrestler that's newer to the business. If you put two green people in there, that match is going to look green. You almost need to have at least one veteran in the match with somebody green, because some of these newer wrestlers, they need that in-ring guidance that you can only get from your opponent. Because, like, it takes a lot.
I don't think Tori means she's green. She's green at the top spot, because people don't forget, on NXT, she was not the top for most of the time she was there.
No.
And you know, Big E broke his neck.
As far as psychology wise, she is green.
Yeah,
like whether it's a babyface or
had a lot of chances to be that person to like lead it. So now she's starting to get there, and I'm like, but when she goes, y'all know she's going against Bayley at Extreme Rules. It's gonna be amazing because Bayley elite too.
Yeah. Bayley, I think, underrated out of the four horsewomen.
Yeah. She's the most over babyface they ever had as a woman.
Oh, yeah.
She was also the first Triple Crown Women's Champion.
She's amazing. But I think WWE getting enough women that I don't think it's a problem. When Vince was there, it was more of a problem for Bianca because again, she would put her against Carmella, and Carmella not bad, but again, you can see the difference in the styles and some.
Carmella's gotten better though.
But Zelina not bad either. But again, it's the same match, and then Zelina, and she don't really play off the smaller person like that outside of Alexa Bliss, who can really go. So it's like a learning experience. So we'll see. But like I said, if she going against the Elite, it's going to be an amazing match. Oh, let's talk about something Tori want to do before we get off WWE. Gabe Pawlowski is back. Triple H got his boy back. He said it's time to play the game on Instagram. I don't know what role he's obviously going to be. He's obviously going to be some head or top of some creative. I don't know which yet. They ain't said it. I don't know if it's going to be NXT.
Gabe Sapolsky is one of the best bookers that wrestling has seen in the last 20 years. No argument. Like I said, we wouldn't have got the whole Perk Angle run in TNA if it wasn't for Gabe. Gabe made that happen. Gabe's done nothing but give us amazing storylines, nothing but amazing matches. And the fact that he sat this long unemployed is a crime. I understand why Vince didn't want him because he's Vince. But Tony not hiring Gabe when he had the chance, that could come back and bite him. Because Gabe in a work environment where he's actually given some creative control, I mean, we could be in for some of the sickest storylines ever that we've seen in wrestling. Because between Triple H and Gabe, that's a sick creative team.
Oh, just Bray Wyatt, the creative on
bruh. Like, I feel bad for Tony because he could have any time in the last 2 years since WWE let Gabe go, he could have picked him up.
He never,
and he didn't.
I think since he's been on TV, Gabe ain't been ahead except for the first part.
No, I'm pretty sure Gabe left during this. It was 2020 when he left.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, but I don't know if he's gonna be in charge of NXT creative again, or is he gonna be in charge of Raw and SmackDown again? Because Triple H, I know he got a lot on his plate.
The beautiful thing is you can put him anywhere. It doesn't when somebody's got that kind of ability at their craft, you can put them anywhere, and as long as you let them do the work, it's gonna show. But I think NXT could be a really good place to put Gabe because you need those storylines. Those storylines are what's going to help people remember these NXT guys coming up to the main roster. So I feel like almost a good story is more important developmental-wise before you get to the main roster. You know what I mean? Because that's how you actually get a spot in people's minds.
Yeah.
It's not you can be amazing in ring, but if you're in a garbage storyline, we're gonna think about that before we think about how good you are in ring.
What's the other guy that used to be over NXT? He got fired. He got released. Craig something. Let me see.
I don't know.
Let's see. Was it? They hired George Carrera. Trying to see who it was.
And while y'all looking at that, by the way, that guy who was dancing, it was Adam Rose.
Oh,
he had the people in behind.
Yeah, I don't remember who that is.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the dude that had the weird bunny that was dancing around him?
Yeah, that's where.
That is. He's the dude that did the lollipop stuff and sat on top of the thing, and he was kind of like Tyler Breeze, but he wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he was like. He always had a lollipop in his mouth. I can't think of his name. I think it's George Carroll. So we'll see. He got his old NXT crew back. From what I'm reading, it says right here he got all of them back. So,
that's his old crew back. Like,
I don't blame him, bro.
And some of them was fired when they went to TV. So
I mean, think we wouldn't have got Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa if it wasn't for Gabe Sapolsky. Like, bro.
Yeah.
One of the greatest feuds in the last 2 decades, easily.
Let's go to move to AEW. Saraya back. I don't know if she can wrestle. I'm not going to just put that out today. Meltzer says she hasn't been cleared yet. But that was for the first time in, I don't want to be disrespectful, but I got to be honest. The crowd popped for a woman.
For a woman, yep.
Yeah.
Like,
Crowd went crazy.
AEW crowd never pops for a woman. They went crazy when she came out. That was the pop of the night.
Yeah.
You look at the wrestling show, her face is on the wrestling show. I'm like, Jared, I want to talk to you for them and go Tori, because I know how Tori feels. He don't think they need a women division. But this Paige save this division, give it energy, because I'm seeing more people talking about they want to see the women division now than they ever had, because they use it. Most people agree with Tori from what I saw on the internet, but now they're like, oh, they got somebody.
See, my thing is they have great wrestlers. Well, they have great wrestlers and a great poster child in Jade, and they have some good wrestlers. It's hard to get behind that division when Tony Khan don't care. Saraya. Is that how you say her name? Saraya or Sahara?
Saraya.
Saraya.
It's
like Saraya.
Okay.
With an A at the end.
It's Paige is what I'm gonna call her. Her name is Paige to me. Paige here. It's better to have someone like her who has seen the division since 2012, WWE division, and can actually see everything that is going. Like, hopefully, like if she's not going to wrestle, hopefully she's just going to be a mind for the division, which they need a woman over that division in order to do something. So, like, I'm hoping for the best, but with Tony Khan's track record and how he just don't care, she may be in the ring, hurt her neck fall off, and then that'll be it. Like, ain't no way somebody who's had neck problem in WWE is going to be able to come to AEW and just
keep her from Tay Conti. Keep her away from Tay Conti.
I mean,
Please, real bad. Like,
reckless.
You, Tony Khan, you booked that match. I might have to call the police on you.
I mean,
this is dangerous.
that's definitely attempted murder. Like, yeah, because
have we seen Ruby Rose since she took that move? I ain't seen her since then.
She's had an injury.
So she had.
Yeah. What was it? Ruby Soho.
I know
Ruby Rose. Ruby Rose.
Ruby Rose.
I know where my mind goes when we talk about women. I'm a misogynist. I can't help it. Ruby Soho wish she had Ruby Rose.
She just had surgery, so hopefully she's okay. Like, she's
been surgery from that.
The nose. She landed on her nose and her neck. So.
Oh, okay. No, nose is that bitch just wanted a nose job. Okay, keep going.
It's crazy. I thought of that too, Tori, but I ain't gonna say that because I'm supposed to be better.
We only need one heel on this podcast. I'll take the ring. Don't worry.
Let's go on.
Yeah.
But y'all know who they should get though. If they got Saraya and she can actually wrestle, you got to get Tennille Dashwood.
If they were going to sign Tennille Dashwood, they should have done it a long time ago.
Bro,
I can see WWE taking her.
You can literally point to them for starting the women's revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two. Maybe you can start your own.
I don't know, but it's just so. There are so many problems with AEW's women's division. I don't think one chick's going to change them problems. Does she help? Yeah, she probably does.
That's why I say get two.
Yeah, but
they got decent wrestlers. You know what I mean? They got decent wrestlers. They just ain't got personality. Tennille Dashwood and Saraya could lead the personality chart.
But the problem is that they have two belts for a division that's barely big enough for one.
Jade can keep that one belt forever. We know that's just she can just bring in celebrities and rappers and do her job.
And if you're gonna put the belt on Paige, how long is it before we get a video of some dude hitting the money shot on it? Like, so honestly,
the money shot,
bruh, no. Bitches that like taping sex acts will always like taping sex acts. As soon as you put a belt on her, there could be somebody that's gonna come out, and next thing you know, you got the Women's World Championship from rando guys splooge. It could happen.
Tay Conti already did that, so it don't matter. It already
No,
happened.
Tay wore it. Tay wore it was the TNT belt, because thank God Tony ain't been dumb enough to put his actual women's title on that woman. She looks amazing. That bitch came so. But
yeah.
Besides that, like, bruh, just get rid of the women's division. You can bring all these. You have so much amazing talent that you're not remotely showcasing because you're taking the time to put them on YouTube. And it's just.
All I want to do is, get to Tennille Dashwood, let her and Saraya lead the charge with Jade being the mainstream person.
Right. Tennille Dashwood, her old man's in WWE because she's with Madcap Moss.
And he did say he want her signed, so that might be.
I was about to say.
But again, Ruby Soho, when she get back, is good in the ring. Athena,
no doubt about that.
Tony Storm, good in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
They can be as good as they want, but if they have shit stories, what's it gonna do?
You can't give Saraya a story. She is a star in wrestling.
I don't know. Have you seen her brother on Twitter trying to suck off Tony Khan for a contract?
Well,
like, that is gross.
Tori, her brother been doing that to everybody for like a decade.
But that's
I don't know.
so, bruh.
Tori, that is not new, Tori.
I know, but like him doing it so overtly, like he's straight up, he's tagging Tony Khan, he's tagging AEW, bro. Don't nobody want you.
Did you see when the movie came out? What he was doing to WWE?
I mean, I saw the original documentary that they basically just remade into that movie, and he's not that good. Zach Zodiac is a garbage wrestler. There's a reason why you have gone nowhere but the trashy British independent scene. It's because you're not good.
But again, AEW Women Division, I think it now has Tori admit, Tori, I'm finally agreeing with you. That was last week. Getting Saraya.
Bro, one woman doesn't make a women's division.
And Tennille Dashwood still being a free agent, as far as we know, gives me hope. That's all I can say.
What is bro?
Jared, you know what I'm saying? Jared, you get what I'm saying? You get two personalities that's huge, and then you get a bunch of good wrestlers, you can kind of make that work. You know what I'm saying, Jared?
What do you do? What do you do once their storyline runs out, though?
That's TK job. He's the booker.
See,
let's give you a lifeline. That's all I'm Tori, can you give me this? This does not give a lifeline to hope. Just a little light, even just a little bit.
Bruh, you can't give a lifeline when something has been dead for 3 years. You cannot resuscitate something that has been dead for 3 years. Lifelines need to be extended with quickness, not. That's like trying to work. What you gonna get? Let's go get the goddamn defibrillator for the fucking corpse that's been in the ground for the last fucking 3 years. Dig it on up and shock it. I'm sure it'll come back. We already embalmed it. Fucking,
I can't book it right. I'm gonna go back to agreeing with Tori like I did last week when I think Tori, like I finally got him. He on my side now. Delete the women to be. I finally got that paid.
Only thing Paige is gonna be good for. Are we gonna? If we're getting an AEW porno, bruh, you just found your star. She gonna take you to the moon. If we're talking a women's wrestling division, why would she want to go there with her neck being suspect with some of the most dangerous female workers I've ever seen?
Penelope Ford. And maybe Thunder Rose. I love Thunder Rose.
Bro,
she's good, but she's
Conti, Thunder Rosa, fucking Penelope Cruz, fucking Julia fucking Hart. Bro.
Hold on now. Hey, Penelope. They don't have to go
Penelope's gotten better. Penelope has gotten better. But I watched that bitch almost.
Paige getting licked is like interesting.
I can't
like I said, you can take women. Any of those women I just mentioned, I don't want to see them in a wrestling ring. But if you want to throw them on the P Hub, I will be there post haste. Lickety split. You will get my views.
Thunder Rose. When I said Thunder Rose, I bring up Thunder Rose. I'm not saying she's bad for everybody. I'm just saying
she's dangerous.
She is very stiff with the person with a
bro. After did you see that drop kick she hit Jamie Hayter with? That is more than stiff, bro. That is dangerous.
Gerald, do you agree with me? Does this give them a lifeline, or do you agree with Tori?
Um, man, this is tough because I would agree with you, um, Zelme, but that promo with Vicky and Martina,
Whoa! I didn't think they were gonna bring up the Marina.
That kind of killed it for me. Like I love seeing Paige there, but man, that promo alone was one of the worst I've seen in the ring in a long
Bitch, go back to Moldova. Please.
I'd rather her beat the table, Gerald. She should beat the table.
I mean, that's yeah, and I was just. Whew.
Thank God they left that on YouTube. Think if they'd have put that on TV.
Yeah,
think if that would have been on Dynamite or Rampage.
Yo, they promoted it on Twitter. That's crazy.
Of course, because they knew how bad it was. You got to get something out of it. Because otherwise, you should have cut that shit out. That shit should have went out in editing.
You don't know me. I mean, you know me, Gerald. Gerald, you know me.
You don't know me.
But you don't know me. You know me, but you
don't your own hometown didn't know you. They were like, who the fuck is she?
And what is going on? And Vicky, she's a vet. She didn't know how
Why
to
are you
say
wearing
the
that
segment.
straw hat? Bitch, you are not Luffy. Please, you're giving bad names to straw hats now. God damn.
That was a terrible promo.
I mean, woof.
And Vicky was just as bad. Like, maybe that could have been Tony's plan. He was like, who are my two worst female promos? Let's put them together.
that Vicky Guerrero promo with Thunder Rosa.
That
and Nyla Rose. Oh my God. Vicky Guerrero.
Yeah,
like, hey,
the one when they were in Texas.
Yeah, and she was like, she's Mexican, but she told her to go over the border. I'm like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you know.
Vicky Guerrero, stay away from promos. Even though in WWE, just say excuse me and get heat.
I mean, it was like that's all they did. Like WWE hit her flaws, and now AEW is making her talk more. So I'm like, like she was better just screaming.
Bitch just had a excuse me, and start screaming every time Edge do something. That was hilarious. Speaking of women, let's carry on. Jade said she wants to be the next Rock, and I always bring this up, so we ain't gonna spend a lot of time on it. But she is bringing in celebrities. Do y'all think her, maybe even Bianca, is there a potential female Rock?
No.
Closest we gonna get is the man, and that's about it. Just
Thank you. Becky Lynch is as close as any woman will get to reaching that kind of heights in wrestling.
Yeah, that's the closest we'll get. Is that I can say mainstream though? It'd be Sasha. I can see mainstream her getting close, but in wrestling, oh yeah, she's doing her thing. But like if I had to pick somebody, it'd be the man. That's the closest she's gonna get because I mean. The man was so popular. She main evented, WrestleMania twice. Like, I have
Becky
to give it
to Belt, yo.
Yeah, I'd have to give it to Becky. But
I'm gonna give Naomi a shout out because if you watch them terrible WWE movies, she's the only one that can act.
Yeah,
she is decent. She is a decent actress.
The rest of them in that WWE movie with what's his name? He Impact now. What's the name of Impact now? Heath Slater.
He's
terrible in that movie, by the way. That was a horrible. I'm like, Naomi, she was a bartender. She was the only person getting that movie.
Well, I mean, it might not have been hard for her to act like a bartender. It's not. I'm just saying.
Let's finish this up with how y'all feel about Grand Slam? How do we feel? Jared, how did you feel about Grand Slam, the event? I saw some people say it was the greatest Dynamite ever. I saw some people like,
wow.
So, Gerald, let me know how you feel.
There's two big ones. The Acclaim winning.
Let's go! All my homies love the Acclaimed.
The Acclaim women was like that was something, and it also frees up Keith Lee and Swerve. I want to see Swerve versus Billy Gunn. I got an idea of that, and I said, okay, give me more of that bless. I don't know how I feel about Jon Moxley versus Bryan Danielson yet. I don't know when we're going to give Bryan his flowers. I don't know when we're going to give him a title. And, John has been in and out that title picture. And then you just, like, they keep going back to the same whale. And I'm like, Jon Moxley doesn't need a title. Of course, neither does Bryan Danielson. But I mean, Bryan Danielson needs some credibility. Like, like, please give him a title and let him eat with whoever. Like, you have a carrier and a person who, now that CM Punk is reportedly gone, you have a person in Bryan Danielson who not only would put others over himself, but what is also that good in the ring to where, okay, yeah, I put the title on him and have him face whoever and whenever. Like I don't say I love Jon Moxley. I don't like him in the slightest. I'll be real. I don't get his appeal, but I know how hard he works. But I mean, Bryan Danielson, like, literally revolutionized the game the past 10 years. Like, can we give him some type of love? I mean, those are the two that just kind of stand out to me. Acclaim winning, it's time, and Jon Moxley winning, that's been done.
Okay, I actually have a little bit of a different opinion when it comes to that. This will be one of the rare times that I might actually agree with Tony Khan's booking, because I feel like you probably get more out of MJF taking the belt off of Jon Moxley than off of him taking the belt of Bryan Danielson.
I'm not gonna argue with that setup.
I only say that because I feel like Bryan Danielson can go babyface or heel, but I feel like he plays a heel better in my opinion. But when it comes to Jon Moxley, you get that babyface that your crowd actually likes, because that promo, and I even gave him credit at the time. Will now. That promo he did on that Dynamite after everything happened at All Out, that was one of the best babyface promos that I've seen in a long time. He got the people into it. And if whoever's the champion right now, you just put that belt on them so fucking they can lose it to MJF. Because that has to be the end result, or no one's going to be happy. And I feel way easier to put that belt, even though I feel like it could hurt at long run, to put the belt on Jon Moxley for a third time for a couple of months or whatever, to that MJF taking it off of him, than to put it on Bryan Danielson for his first time, only for MJF to take it off of him in a couple of months. I feel like when Bryan Danielson finally gets his title run, I feel like it should actually be a run. It shouldn't be one of these quick.
I got a question for you though on that. When does he get that opportunity? Because I feel like MJF got to have that year-long run of TK trying to get that bet off of him before he leaves.
Well, then he's going to need to cash in that chip pretty soon, because 2024 is right around the corner.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a whole year, but once he get it, he got to keep it. And TK's job is to find some way to get it off of him before he's like, I'm going to take this belt to WWE. That's the whole. I see the storyline. You know what I mean? And that's got it. So when is Danielson? You think he's going to be wrestling for 3 or 4 more years? That's the problem.
No, I think you can plausibly take the belt off of MJF with Bryan Danielson though, because if there's no shame to losing to anybody, there's no shame in losing to Bryan Danielson. So
that is true, but like I'm saying, like the storyline is easily made, and TK ain't that good of a booker. So I just want to. It's a layup for him. Like CM Punk was a layup.
I mean,
well, you see how he boxed that shot.
Like, that's part of the reason why I'm only a little tired of Jon Moxley, is just because the last couple months, like, the whole AEW title scene has been the ugliest thing in AEW besides those promos from Vicky. Like, you saturated. He losing 1 week, and then he got it back a week, and then he got it back a week because he leaving, and then he going business for himself. I'm just like, establish something.
I give Moxley that though. He feels like he wants to be that guy for AEW. Like he feels like he wants to be that top guy. He feels like he wants to be the face of the company. I do get that from him, even if I don't care for his wrestling at most points in time.
I feel like him and Chris Jericho specifically are like the two. But the problem with it seems like you just go back to the well every time trouble happens. And Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley gonna get the belts, which happened at Grandslam.
Yeah, Chris Jericho being the ROH champion is one of the biggest jokes I've ever fucking seen.
It makes absolutely no sense.
And he cheated to win it, so I guess they could try to tell the story there. But it's still kind of weird.
But bro,
you kind of saturate the belt because it's supposed to be the honor belt.
You take it off Grisham, to put on Claudio. You called the whole issue there.
Because
but Grisham's not, man. He's just not a marketable wrestler. He's amazing. But then you put on a guy
who also are saying it's not marketable, according to everybody I'm seeing.
But we say Chris Jericho's not marketable.
I'm talking about Claudio. I'm not talking about Jericho.
Jericho.
I said that from the gate. I don't think Claudio would have been the best champion. I understand he'd never been a world champion, so you want to give him that rub. I understand that.
And
but he just doesn't have that feel. Claudio's a tag team guy. He did that to himself because you look back at him and Sheamus as the Bar. That was a good tag team.
Great.
They were good tag team champs.
Him and Tyson Kidd.
Yeah.
But it's a lot. It's a lot going on. I'm interested to see how they come out of it.
At least they put the tag belts on the Acclaimed.
Which was time, yeah.
But they should have done it the last time they had the match. Like they should have called the audible, as we all know, back to that illustrious All Out. But it's just, man. If you just get rid of your women's division, Tony, you would have such an easier job booking these goddamn wrestlers that you have.
On the comments, do you agree with me? Is there a lifeline? Or is it like Tor says?
Can you give a lifeline to a goddamn biodegrading corpse, though, is the question.
All right, let me go match of the week. And then we're going to get Gerald's matches for the weekend. AEW seems to get both of them. This is a rare case for me. They wrestling so good on there. Mox Danielson, of course. Yeah. I might disagree with Jared. I disagree with who won. And women's fatal four way. I thought that was the best women's match of the week because there wasn't that much competition in it this week. Because it's like it was more story driven than WWE for me. Tor, how about you?
I'm gonna give for the men. I'll give match of the week. I was gonna go Danielson, Moxley, but I'll go acclaimed. I'll go acclaimed and Swerve in Our Glory because that was the feel good match. You know what I mean? Everyone was happy to see the Acclaimed finally get gold, and I'm gonna have to take your word on that fatal four way because I don't think I watched much more women's wrestling after that. I have a real, but I've been watching too much Jim Cornette. I'd be fast forwarding through women's matches now.
Can't be mad at it.
By the way, I watched that Suzuki match last week. I showed them at the end of that match. That was so cool.
Yeah, that tequila shot is nasty. That's
it was a beautiful. You don't like that one. You won't like the other two.
Stardom does a good job with women's wrestling, though. They have.
They do. I like that show last week, September 18th show. Y'all can just look it up. Gerald, or your match of the week?
I'm going to say the Acclaim winning, but I am going to give a shout out to Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley because that curb stomp block was one of the best blocks I've ever seen. And it was just so simple, but he just stood there. And it's just like it was just incredibly simple. So I'm gonna give a shout out to that. And actually, since that hasn't been picked, I'm gonna go with Seth versus Bobby, even though Acclaim. But I want to be something different than what y'all pick. I'll do Seth versus Bobby.
Apparently, according to Dave Meltzer, apparently Dave Meltzer, I was right. It was fully on because Saudi Prince was Logan Paul.
No.
Nothing. They didn't even know the reason. Like I said in my TikTok. The Saudi Prince, he was friends with Money Kicks, loves Logan Paul. He has to be there.
Makes sense.
It makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? So I was right. Shout out to me, JD New York from New York. I always claim he right, but I knew this from the beginning. I'm tapped into the culture, Jared.
Huh?
I'm tapped into the culture.
You said you tapped into the culture?
Yeah, I'm tapped into the culture.
Oh, you tapped into the culture. Okay.
I know Tori, it goes up.
Yeah, I know his thing. Yeah. So I know Echo a little bit.
So,
But that's if that's the case, because I was wondering why this placement. If that's the case, that's another top move for WWE to do. Like Saudi money is dirty money, but 120 million just to do a 4-hour show, like you bring in so much revenue, so many eyes to the product, and if Logan Paul is liked over there, put him in the main event. Have Roman working with him.
Yeah. By the way, y'all wrestling fans either stupid or y'all lying. I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna be rude. Y'all either stupid or you're lying. Simply because if a man offer you $50 million just to put Logan Paul in the main event and you don't have to do nothing else, you gonna do it.
I
don't know what kind of idiot business person you are, but it don't matter to us fans. No, hey, listen, this show is not. It's for one man named the Prince of Saudi Arabia who has a lot of money, who is going to give it to me.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So who he want? I know he wanted Yokozuna at one time, and Bam Bam Bigelow and all them. So if we can't get that, we'll get the next ones he want. And if he want Logan Paul, that's what my main event is. It'd be Logan Paul versus The Miz if he wanted it. I don't care. Exactly.
They had Kane and Undertaker versus DX on this trash show.
Exactly. They had Undertaker versus Goldberg, which on paper wouldn't be bad, but the match was bad.
Yeah. If they had done that match about 10 years prior to when they did, it could have been an amazing match.
Greatness. All of it had been great.
But instead, you ruined two of the greatest tag teams ever.
Shawn Michaels came out of the tag.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't consider that match being that match is not canon.
Yeah, it can't be. That's such a because you can't let that be the last memory of the Brothers of Destruction and DX. Like,
yeah. Mm.
I don't include what Ric Flair has done. That's not canon.
Yeah.
Now Ricky Steamboat went out.
Shawn Michaels should have been Ric Flair's retirement match. Should have been that original retirement match with Shawn Michaels. He would have went out on his Shield looking amazing, but he keeps on, and now he's talking about coming back again.
All right, we're about to get out of here. I appreciate y'all. Where can they find you?
You already know. Afro Comedy 765 on everything. Tap in. I'm probably talking bad about your favorite wrestler or talking sexually about your favorite female wrestler. Check it out.
Jared, what can they find you?
You probably can't find me because my camera messing up. So
my man has got Bray Wyatt has stolen the camera.
I was about to say we're about to get the debut right here on the show.
All right, we appreciate y'all. Peace.
Who are these